Channel, Gracefully Broken. My name is Nicole, and today I am here with a message. And this message is regarding the upper room. And God is calling his people into the upper room. And the upper room is where deep intimacy and encounters with God take place. It is where transformation takes place. Here you will not be able to, here you will not only encounter the Spirit of God that will impact your life, but you will also encounter His life changing fire. And in order to get all that 22 has in store for you, which is a lot, 2024 has a lot, God has a lot in store for His children and this year, starting in this year and so forth. And in order for you to be able to get all that He has in store for you, beginning in this year and beyond, you would have to get used to meeting Him in the upper room, encountering Him in the upper room. Um, these encounters and these meetings have to take place because in that upper room, that's where He releases divine strategies. He releases blueprints for, purposes. It's where, He gives instructions, um, gives it the clarity of your purpose and the calling on your life. And it is time is really of the essence. It's not something we're really um in like an opportune time, like in a kairos moment, and this is not something that you want to procrastinate on because God is moving really quickly, and there's many suddenlies taking place in this season. So this is not something that you want to drag your feet with doing. You must get in that place of praise and worship and deep intimacy with God, because you just do not want to miss this season. This is a season of where divine revelation will be taking place, and wherever revelation is, that's where breakthrough is. So that is something that you would really want to consider and prioritize on your list of things to do. We should always be prioritizing quality and intimate time with God anyway, but now more than ever. Yeah, so the upper room is where many things are going to take place that's going to cause you to walk into your breakthrough, that's going to cause you to walk into purposeful a purposeful destiny is where you're gonna walk into your abundance. You're going to walk into all those things that God promised you will take place, in this, starting in this season, and, in the upper room. So, yeah, this is something that He's really pressing upon us to do in this moment, in this hour, because it is the time that, He has so much in store for us, and He wants us to see all that, experience and see the manifestation of all that He has for us. And, God is really, really, He's just as upset and tired of the enemy stealing from us. And He doesn't want us to continue to be the way we are. That gives the enemy a foothold in our lives to continue to steal from us. So He's calling us to the upper room in this hour, and it is something that I strongly recommend His people to not to not uh, uh, brush it off, like to not take it serious. This is something you really want to take serious, especially if you've been looking for a move of God in your life, or you've been desiring a closer relationship with God, you've been desiring a relationship, period, with God, it's going to take place in the upper room. So, and I just want to I'm not remind you, but I just want to give you some scriptures too regarding this subject, because, like I said, in the upper room, that's when you will encounter the life changing fire of God. Attention to Exodus chapter 3, where Moses encountered the fire of God. Exodus 3, starting at 2. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him in a flame of fire out of the midst of a bush. And he looked, and behold, the bush burnt with fire, and the bush was not consumed. And Moses said, I will now turn aside and see this great sight, why the bush is not burnt. And when the Lord saw that he turned aside to see, God called unto him out of the midst of the bush and said, Moses, Moses. And he said, Here am I. And he said, Draw not nigh hither. Put off thy shoes from off thy feet, for the place whereon thou standest is holy ground. And the significance of the burning bush, with Moses, again, that was his encounter with God, but it represented God's miraculous Moses first had his first encounter with God, and this is what started the whole Exodus with the children of Israel leaving Egypt. So again, this was where Moses first encountered God, and through in such a miraculous way, through a bush that was burning, that was on fire, but it wasn't consumed. So this was the start of again the Exodus for the children of Israel. And then I also want to take your attention as well to the book of Acts, and what was considered to be um, the day of Pentecost, where everyone was all in that one place and all on one accord. And then suddenly a sound came from heaven as a rushing mighty wind, and it filled all the house where they were sitting. And there were just tongues of fire that fell upon each person. And this again, that was considered to be like an upper room as well, where the power of God just permeated the atmosphere and fell on the individuals that were in there. And this is what God is looking to do for his people right now. And that's why he's calling us to the upper room, because he wants us not to just encounter him, but he wants his power to fall upon us, because there's so much that he wants us to do in this world. The world has become so consumed with darkness, and God is, he's looking to send us out as his light. And in order to do that, we have to have that power come upon us. We have to have his divine strategy and blueprints. We have to be walking in the purposes that he ordained for our lives. And again, that begins in the upper room. So pray that you would take heed to this message and meet your Father in the upper room, so that you can get or begin to receive all that he has for you, including the divine strategy and purpose for your life. So, I hope this message really blessed you all. And until next time, you have a good one.